Titans and Jags.
Yeah, but up next, the evening news, and we hope to see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
So long.
The FBI says it's following dozens of people capable of carrying out a Paris-style assault in the U.S. Also tonight, the suspected mastermind of the Paris attacks is a threat no more. He's dead. Americans who helped liberate Iraq are returning to fight ISIS.
We didn't fight and die for nothing.
And some reflections on the beauty of a city.
This is the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley.
The terror attacks in Paris and the ISIS video threat of an attack in New York City have a lot of Americans worrying, could we be next? Well, today, the nation's top law enforcement officers gave us their answer. And here's Homeland Security correspondent Jeff Pegues.
We are not aware of any credible threat here of a Paris-type attack. And we have seen no connection at all between the Paris attackers and the United States.
FBI Director James Comey tried to tamp down fear today. He said terrorism task forces across the country have been ordered to step up their surveillance of potential suspects. Comey says the FBI is investigating dozens of people deemed high risks for carrying out a copycat Paris attack. He vowed to cover them like a blanket. U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch.
We take all threats seriously. We're acting aggressively to diffuse threats as they emerge, and we are vigorously investigating and prosecuting those who seek to harm the American people.
U.S. officials remain concerned about lone wolf attacks inspired by those ISIS videos. Comey says the propaganda influences what he calls troubled souls. When two ISIS-inspired extremists tried to attack a Muhammad cartoon contest in Garland, Texas back in May, it led to a flurry of terrorism arrests. Just weeks later, police confronted a terrorism suspect in Boston. He charged the officers with a knife and was shot and killed. According to the Department of Justice, since 2013, more than 70 people have been charged with attempting to join ISIS or other terrorism-related offenses. But Comey says to stay on top of the threat, he needs the public's help.
But counterterrorism is what you pay us to do. Tell us what you saw and then go on living your lives, living your life while we do our work. That is channeling fear into something healthy, which is awareness of your surroundings and not something disabling. That's what we hope you will do.
Law enforcement is more concerned about those troubled souls Comey mentioned than Americans who have gone to fight with ISIS in Syria. Scott, around 250 people have tried to travel to join ISIS or other groups, and Comey says the number of new cases is going down.
Jeff Pegues in the Washington newsroom. Jeff, thank you. In Paris today, the memorials to the 129 who died continue to grow. And officials confirm that the man they believe planned the attacks was killed yesterday, Abdelhamid Abaoud. Elizabeth Palmer is in Paris.
Abaoud, a convicted ISIS recruiter and presumed terrorist mastermind, was killed here in a suburban apartment as he and his accomplices made their last stand in a ferocious gun battle with police Wednesday morning. The police aren't sure if the 28-year-old was shot or if he blew himself up, but forensic officers had to rely on skin samples and fingerprints to identify his dismembered body. French media say the woman who's thought to have detonated a suicide vest in the shootout is Abaoud's cousin, Hasna Et Boulassen. Authorities believe Abaoud not only directed the Paris attacks last Friday, but is connected to 4 out of 6 other failed attacks in France this year, including one on a train in August when a gunman was overpowered by 3 American passengers. French intelligence thought Abaoud was in Syria and had no idea he was in France until a tip-off 3 days ago that he was back.
Aucune information.
We received no information, said the Interior Minister, from any of the European countries he must have traveled through. With hundreds of young European men like Abaoud traveling back from ISIS battlefields in Syria, that points to serious holes in European border controls and a dangerous failure of some countries to share their data. France's government is pushing to extend the state of emergency for 3 more months here, which, among other things, gives police the right to search properties without a warrant and order house arrests. And Scott, today France's Prime Minister Manuel Valls announced that since Friday, 600 searches have been carried out and more than 150 people with links to Islamist extremists have been put under house arrest.
Elizabeth Palmer at the Arc de Triomphe for us tonight. Elizabeth, thanks. Now, Abaoud is from Belgium, and today police there carried out 6 raids in search of suspects. Alan Pizzi is in Brussels.
Reporters and camera crews rushed to the scene of one of the raids, but the suspect from this house had already been whisked away. The sullen atmosphere left behind showed why the jihadi recruiting grounds are so hard to penetrate. Several men said they knew some of the Paris attackers. One told us he'd smoked marijuana with terror suspect Salah Abdel Salam, who was still on the run, 4 days before the attacks. But no one would talk on camera. We've got families, he said, and we don't want trouble from the police. Residents here say being treated as second-class citizens because they come from immigrant backgrounds makes young men susceptible to the call of the jihadis. Recruiters allegedly troll the central train station. Molenbeek Deputy Mayor Ahmed El Kanous says he's fighting a losing battle. No one, he said, knew that ISIS had developed what I call the Frankenstein of terror, the power of convincing, of conditioning use. No one was ready. No one except the potential recruits. This woman from Molenbeek, who does not want to be identified, said her son left for Syria without warning. He was killed fighting for ISIS. There is somebody manipulating and brainwashing them, she said. My son didn't just leave like that on his own. Belgian police have put out an appeal on their website for leads in the hunt for Salah Abdel Salam, who rented a car used in the Paris attacks. He is extremely dangerous, it warned, and likely armed. And in a statement released through his lawyer tonight, the father of Abdel Hamid Abaoud, the alleged mastermind, said he was relieved that his son was dead. Scott?
Alan Pizzi in Brussels. Alan, thanks. For some, the step from feeling marginalized to taking up arms can be a short one, and Holly Williams has been exploring that part of the story.
At least 5 of the terrorists were French citizens, some of them born and raised here.
Et nous sommes dans la guerre.
The French president says his country is now at war. But the uncomfortable truth is that the enemy comes from within. They're a tiny fraction of France's more than 5 million Muslims.
Ceci est un message.
But around 1,000 French citizens are thought to have joined extremist groups in Iraq and Syria, and over 200 are believed to have returned home. Christian Proutot used to lead the anti-terror squad in France's paramilitary police and has studied how young men are radicalized.
Somebody convinced them that this is right.
Dying.
Dying.
In the name of God.
Yeah, in the name of God, right.
After the bloodshed, the French have shown unity in their grief. Muslim leaders have condemned the attacks. Yet many Muslims in France say they feel excluded, ghettoized in poor suburbs, and discriminated against because of their religion. Kamal Masoudi told us he immigrated to France 4 years ago from Algeria.
It's not equal. For Muslim has bad picture here in France.
Only in a small minority of cases do those feelings turn to violent extremism. But Christian Proutot told us fixing social problems is the only solution.
They have no money, no work, and so on. And suddenly, they think that perhaps they can find a name in their action, in their life.
There was a sharp spike in anti-Muslim incidents in France following the Charlie Hebdo shooting in January. The fear now, Scott, is that in the aftermath of these attacks, French Muslims will become even more isolated.
Holly Williams in Paris for us tonight. Holly, thanks. President Obama's plan to admit 10,000 Syrian and Iraqi refugees in the next year was dealt a serious blow today. The House voted 289 to 137 for tougher screening procedures, requiring the FBI director to sign off on each and every refugee from those two nations. Every Republican and nearly 50 Democrats voted yes. The Senate will consider this after Thanksgiving. The president threatened to veto, but today's vote would be enough to override it. A new report by Congress says more than 250 Americans have attempted to join ISIS. 1 in 4 is from Minnesota, many of them former refugees. Jamie Yukas examines why that state has become a fertile ground for terror groups.
18-year-old Dahir Ali is exactly who terrorist groups like ISIS are looking to recruit. He's young, Muslim, and often feels like an outsider.
People come up to me and say, you're this, you're that, you're a terrorist.
He grew up in the Cedar Riverside community in Minneapolis, which has the largest Somali population in the country. Many came as refugees in the 1990s. The unemployment rate here is 21%, 3 times the state average. And an alarming number of young Somali men from this neighborhood have left to join extremist groups. Since 2007, 24 have joined al-Shabaab in Somalia. Imam Abdisalam Adam is now part of a community task force created this summer to stop the radicalization.
It's really time for Muslims to really, stand up and really fight these groups and defeat them through both faith and military too.
What is so appealing to young people?
It seems just appealing to the sense of accomplishment, of being the other, more, bigger than yourself kind of sentiment. There's no contradiction between being a Muslim, being an American, and being a Somali. All three are good.
This city has also deployed Somali police officers like Mukhtar Abdelkadir and Abdi Wahab Ali to develop trust in a neighborhood suspicious of authorities. They walk the beat, meeting elders, interacting with the young, and men in the neighborhood now know them.
You give them your number, they call you before they call 911.
But they feel the frustration when one of those calls comes too late.
They say, Mom, I joined the terrorist group. I will see you in heaven.
Currently, 5 Somali men from Minnesota are awaiting trial, accused of trying to join terror group ISIS. Scott, there are at least 15 other cases being investigated.
Jamie Yukas reporting for us tonight. Jamie, thank you. Some American veterans of Iraq can't bear watching the country they fought to secure lost to the forces of ISIS, and incredibly, some of them are returning to Iraq as volunteer soldiers. We have an extraordinary report tonight from Charlie D'Agata.
The explosion caught the Americans off guard. For these former U.S. soldiers, it's a return to a deadly war zone, but this time they're fighting alongside Kurdish Peshmerga forces.
It's just one wound to his toe. We got another guy who's down over there too. He's kind of bloody. He was back that way. You can hear the machine gun. That's where we're headed.
They're volunteers in the battle against ISIS, also known as Daesh, who have dug in around the oil-rich region of Kirkuk.
Hey, keep going straight. We got Daesh to the left in the village when you get all the way up here. Kid, are y'all still good back there?
Yeah, this is an ISIS flag I captured on my very first offensive.
Your first offensive? Ohio native Chris Kidd was a Marine sergeant in 2004 and fought in some of the fiercest battles of the Iraq War.
To watch ISIS try to take over all of Iraq, I felt like it was destroying everything that we worked so hard to get, because we didn't fight and die for nothing.
What was it? So Kidd sold his house and quit his job to join the new war against ISIS. He's teamed up with about 10 U.S. vets, including this former Army lieutenant from Arkansas. He wears a body camera on each raid. To protect his family, we agreed not to use his name.
They thought I was crazy at first for coming out here, but they're supportive now.
The Peshmerga are often outgunned.
Hi, kid, you all right?
And ISIS has proven to be resilient. Moving! The U.S. vets go house by house, but on this day, the enemy has vanished. Back on base, Kid repairs the U.S. Army vehicles they've recaptured from the extremist group. But the biggest difference has been the increased U.S. airstrikes.
You already going there, sir?
After the air support and when we push into towns, dash, run.
How much of a difference does that make?
A big difference.
With the fighting growing more intense, these U.S. vets are counting on that support from their former brothers in arms. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Kirkuk, Iraq.
There's a good deal more news tonight. From TV pitchman to convicted pedophile, Jared Fogle was sentenced today. And record hauls in the Pacific, but it's not fish. When the CBS Evening News continues.
Centrum brings us the biggest news in multivitamin history. A moment when something so familiar becomes something so new. Introducing new Centrum Vitamins, a multivitamin that contains a full spectrum of essential nutrients you enjoy like a mint. New Centrum Vitamins. Go to Centrum.com for a $4 coupon.
Salonpas salutes you. People working hard to improve the world. You inspired us to improve these. Salonpas pain relieving patches. 20% larger with better adhesion and more medicine to fight pain than ever before. Salonpas, the patch you love, improved.
Well, DirecTV beat us in customer satisfaction again for the 15th year in a row. But we have a plan.
When our customers are on hold, let's up their satisfaction with some new hold music.
That's Glenn from the mailroom. He DJs on the weekends.
Sorry, who is it?
It's Glenn from the mailroom.
He DJ'd Bill's wedding.
You what?
He goes by DJ Glenn. He works way downstairs. What do you say?
Glenn from the mailroom.
Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Our parents worked hard so that we could enjoy life's simple pleasures. Now it's our turn. I'm doing the same for my family.
Retirement and life insurance solutions from Pacific Life can help you protect what you love and grow your future with confidence. Pacific Life, helping generations of families achieve long-term financial security for over 145 years.
If you have high blood pressure like I do, many cold medicines may raise your blood pressure. That's why there's Coricidin HBP. It relieves cold symptoms without raising blood pressure. So look for powerful cold medicine with the heart. Coricidin HBP.
This is a story about you, the incredible you. It starts with your DNA, your 23 pairs of chromosomes that make you who you are. 23andme.com is a genetic service where you can receive personalized reports online about your health, traits, and ancestry. See how your 23 pairs of chromosomes help tell the story of one incredible you. Order your DNA kit today at 23andme.com.
The U.S. Coast Guard is fighting a record tide of cocaine off the Pacific coast. Carter Evans went on a mission and discovered what $1 billion in drugs looks like.
When surveillance aircraft spotted this makeshift submarine off Central America, a boarding team from the Coast Guard cutter Berthoff found more than $200 million of cocaine. Scott Perico was part of the team.
I mean, getting the semi-submersible was pretty exciting. Seeing the sheer amount of drugs they packed into it, almost 18,000 pounds.
18,000 pounds?
Almost.
This year, the Coast Guard, working with the military and U.S. Customs, has seized more cocaine in the Pacific than the last 3 years combined. On board the Berthoff, we found 50,000 pounds of cocaine, worth almost $800 million.
To give you an idea of how much cocaine we're talking about here, each one of these bricks is a kilo, worth about $25,000. That means this is $250,000. This entire pallet here, about $12 million worth of cocaine.
The Coast Guard estimates it's only catching a third of what's out there. Commandant Paul Zunkoff says the reason there's more cocaine is economics.
When you look at the business case of what it takes to produce 1 kilo of cocaine, about $2,000 in Colombia. That same kilo sells for $25,000 here in the United States.
This is a lot of drugs.
For Coast Guardsman Brent Leitzel, who has 2 kids, these 100-day missions hit home.
This makes a difference, and I can tell after all this stuff right here, my kids are at least safer now.
Nearly 700 smugglers have been arrested so far this year. As for the cocaine, some will be kept for evidence, the rest will be incinerated. Carter Evans, CBS News, aboard the Coast Guard cutter Berthoff.
Another earthquake overnight in fracking country. That's coming next.
For adults with an advanced lung cancer called squamous non-small cell, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, it's not every day something this big comes along. A chance to live longer. With Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo is the first and only immunotherapy FDA approved based on a clinical trial demonstrating longer life for these patients. In fact, Opdivo significantly increased the chance of living longer versus chemotherapy. Opdivo is different. It works with your immune system. Opdivo can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This may happen anytime during or after treatment has ended and may become serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, loss of appetite, swollen ankles, extreme fatigue, constipation, rash, or muscle or joint pain, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Opdivo. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. A chance to live longer. Ask your doctor if Opdivo is right for you. Bristol Myers Squibb thanks the patients and physicians who participated in the Opdivo clinical trial.
When you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes, so you stay steady ahead.
Every insurance policy has a number, but not every insurance company understands the life behind it. For those who've served and the families who've supported them, we offer our best service in return. USAA, we know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
This is Brad. His day of coaching begins with knee pain when...
Hey, Brad, want to trade the all-day relief of 2 Aleve for 6 Tylenol?
What's the catch?
There's no catch.
You want me to give up my 2 Aleve for 6 Tylenol? No. For my knee pain, nothing beats my Aleve.
There's something out there. It's a highly contagious disease. It can be especially serious, even fatal to infants. Unfortunately, many people who spread it may not know they have it. It's called whooping cough, and the CDC recommends everyone, including those around babies, make sure their whooping cough vaccination is up to date. Understand the danger your new grandchild faces. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about you and your family getting a whooping cough vaccination today.
Today, Jared Fogle, who got rich and famous making TV ads for Subway, was sentenced to more than 15 years in federal prison. Fogle pleaded guilty to trading in child pornography and having sex with underage girls. He is headed to a prison in Colorado that offers treatment for sex offenders. Today, the Food and Drug Administration approved the first genetically engineered animal for human consumption, salmon, modified to grow twice as fast as normal. Critics call it Frankenfish, but the FDA says it's safe to eat and safe for the fish and the environment. But it won't be available for several more years. A magnitude 4.7 earthquake rattled northern Oklahoma overnight. It was centered near Cherokee, about 140 miles north of Oklahoma City. No serious damage, but it was felt for hundreds of miles. Geologists say an outbreak of quakes is likely caused by the underground injection of wastewater from oil well fracking. State officials now want to close a couple of wells in the area. In a moment, images of a city as we've never seen it before.
wolf was huffing and puffing.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor. She said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing. Watch out, piggies!
Symbicort. Breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Call or go online to learn more about a free trial offer. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
It's easy to love your laxative when that lax loves your body back. Only Miralax hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Salonpas salutes you. People working hard to improve the world. You inspired us to improve these. Salonpas pain relieving patches. 20% larger with better adhesion and more medicine to fight pain than ever before. Salonpas, the patch you love, improved.
I've always been protective of my little sister.
Little, hardly.
But when she got cancer, she was the strong one.
I just did my homework.
She learned while she needed chemo.
It could weaken my immune system.
But then you found out about Neulasta.
Right.
Neulasta helps reduce infection risk by boosting your white blood cell count, which strengthens your immune system. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems and allergic reactions have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ellie's strong, but she still needs help.
Yeah, I do.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta.
It takes a lot of work to run this business. I'm on the move all day long. And sometimes, I just don't eat the way I should. So I drink Boost to get the nutrition that I'm missing.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a great taste.
I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon.
Stay strong, stay active with Boost. Now try new Boost Compact and 100 calories.
It's unconstitutional to throw people in jail because they can't pay their bills. News Channel 5 investigates whether that's happening in Rutherford County next.
We end tonight with images that caught our eye. These are some of the youngest refugees from the wars in the Middle East. Swedish photographer Magnus Vinman captures them as they sleep, or try to, far from the homes that they fled. Dreams of a better future battling nightmares of the past. And Bertrand Kulik photographed the most famous landmarks of Paris this week as they were reflected in droplets of water, each one a sign of hope. For just beyond the teardrops lies the city's eternal beauty. And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. For all of us at CBS News all around the world, good night.
Tonight, as investigators work to identify human remains discovered in a burned car, the mystery takes a surprise turn, a second crime scene, and another dead body.
News Channel 5 investigates a private company with the power to get people thrown in jail for not paying their fees.
This man was walking through Walmart when he suddenly collapsed.
Basically, I was dead.
Tonight, he's on a mission to thank the shoppers who saved his life.
A lawnmower blade put 2 huge gashes in this man's arm, but he says something even more painful happened in the emergency room.
From your
information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
A lawnmower blade lacerated the victim's arm, but he says